Hey everyone, welcome to the 4+1 podcast. I'm Chang.
I'm Nou Chi.
I'm Elijah.
Pheng.
And today I want to talk about what we wish schools taught us about, things that we wish schools taught us about life after high school or just in general.
Basically what we wish what the education system would have taught us.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. Go ahead, Nou Chi. What's one thing that you wish your teachers taught you back in high school? Mr. whatever the hell his name is taught you, or Mrs. whoever taught you.
I mean, there was multiple subjects, but I wish that whether it was middle school or high school, I think to just kind of better your mental health. They'll talk about, making sure you're eating right or sleeping right, but I think there is a lot more to it, and I wish they kind of focused more on it and had classes or sessions where we as high school students transitioning to college would kind of focus more on our mental health.
So you think that PE, instead of just focusing on physical health, should elaborate on mental health too?
Yeah,
or have a class for that
health,
too,
right, for PE. So
I mean, physical health is very important, but to actually have mental health too, I think would have been something that's beneficial for me personally as I look back.
Especially in adulthood, they don't teach you how to transition from high school to adulthood. You know what I mean? Once you graduate your senior year, they pretty much they just throw life at you. You're like, what the hell is this shit?
What the education system wants and teaches you is right after high school you should go straight to college.
Right, yeah.
But what people don't understand is that some people are not ready for college right away. So let's just say for example, me, right? I went to Merced College for the first 2-3 years. I didn't know what the hell I was doing or what I wanted to become or do.
Right.
So I was just going to school, taking all these classes, and I get it. You get all your general education done, so you start focusing on what your major, and then by then you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do what I want to do anymore. I want to do something else, and now you're starting all over. So I felt like that's one of the things that for college is you should really know what you want to do before pursuing it, so you're not wasting any time and your financial aid, because you only get a cap.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it right off the bat, out of high school, you guys said, they push you to go to school. I think it's continue, pursue higher education and all that, and you just get pushed and pushed, and you get it in your head I need to pursue higher education. But just tying back to what I wish they taught us, mentally, are we really prepared for what's ahead of us?
Right, yeah.
And we just kind of jump in without knowing what's ahead of us, and then we're here.
Yep, that's true. They just throw you out in the water once you graduate high school or whatever. It's damn, I didn't know adulthood was like this. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we've all been there. So what the hell am I gonna do with my life? But you go to school, college, you continue for that. You go for maybe a semester or two. You're damn, this college really ain't for me. What should I do? You know what I mean? And I feel schools, they should at least in high school, they should normalize trade schools. You know what I mean? Encourage people to go to trade schools, not just to pursue a university. I mean, those that go to university, that's good, but normalize going to trade schools. That's learn a skill and apply it to your life, and it's gonna be a career for you. You know what I mean? Actually.
How about you, Elijah? What's one thing you wish you would have learned since you just kind of fresh out of high school?
One
and
thing I would
right
learned
now being an adult, what you wish they would have taught you or you would have learned?
I wish they would have taught us that college isn't the only route to be successful in life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things trade school, you could build your way up to, or even risk they take you pretty far too. Yeah,
that's what I feel for education system college and stuff like that, it's for you to get a career.
Mm-hmm.
You want to become pursuing a career, that's the best route to go. But there's a lot of options out there. There's people who works right out of high school and now they're managing a lot of workplaces, making good money as somebody who has a degree. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't recall, I don't know how many years it's been. I can't count back. Not that many years. But do you guys recall if they ever provided a class or anything that would financially teach students how to be prepared Do you guys remember that? Because I don't
Hell
think I
no.
remember them
Out
providing
of
that
class,
for
it
us.
was
That's
called-
one thing I wish they
that's
taught
called
us
business
too,
class.
like
Business.
financial
It's like-
literacy.
You don't really learn that until you get to like college. You know?
Unless you like majored in it or you
Yeah.
had the option to choose it or something. Yeah, that's true.
But like other than that, like free education, like the high school, like K through 9, K through
Yeah.
12, whatever. It's kind of like they just teach you I feel like they just teach you the American history and what they want to teach you. Like,
They have like
And,
a
like-
set curriculum and they just
They
teach
have
that.
their set, yeah.
Right.
and I feel like a lot of stuff they teach you in high school, you don't even apply to real day life once you become an adult. Like, you know, geometry, all that
Facts, yeah.
shit.
I feel like
I
history is
haven't
kind of
used-
relevant. Like, we could learn like a good portion, but like it takes up too much of our like high school life.
Even then, it's like the history. I feel like the history is like one-sided as hell. Anyways, like
It's like bias.
It's like they make
Yeah.
they make themselves look good only. So
Right.
they're writing the book on like, you know, U.S. history. You learn about U.S. only, but if you ask people or like other culture like the reality, or you heard stories
Yeah.
from reality of like the
From,
other
like,
side, it's
different
like, bro,
countries' perspectives. Yeah,
it's like, bro, like they were raping people out there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
That's
killing
crazy.
women's out, like killing
children,
families,
killing
and
people.
killing, you know, like shit like that.
That's
So
how
it's
they
kinda
say
like-
Christopher Columbus is like a good guy. They paint him as a good guy, but he's a fucking dickhead.
He's
Yeah.
a POS. Yeah. You know, and, you know, like, and like, yeah, that's one thing the American education system like doesn't teach. Like I said, they don't teach us real life skills. Like they don't teach us how, you know, like I said, they don't teach us about money. They don't teach about like anything like that.
That's why like one thing I feel like I wish they would have taught us is like finance stability and like just in general just finance,
real.
taxes, stuff like that.
Yeah, for real.
Because like, you know, as a kid, you just like they just ask you, oh, what do you want to become, and then you just kind of like, oh, I want to be a doctor or stuff like that. But they don't teach you, okay, when you're a doctor, they tax you this much money and you owe this much stuff like that.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so it's
That's true.
like
Or like schools can cost this much if you want to
Yeah.
become a doctor, or
Maybe
like,
they don't
some-
want to
so-
scare
so-
us.
Yeah,
but then
that's
it's
true too, but-
they don't want to scare us, but then you know it's
they don't want to scare us.
reality.
That's why once we get to adulthood, you know, that's what I said. They just kind of throw us out in a
Yeah.
pond, kind of, you know, you're on your own type shit, and you know that's where like I like what you said, like mental health comes to play. It's like, you know, people they're just not ready for this shit, you know, because they
That's
don't
when they
because they
start
don't
becoming
transition,
depressed.
you know, you to being like a little kid to adulthood.
you guys
You know what
wish
I
they
mean?
would have taught you guys how to change your tires and like do your oil change, shit like
all
that.
that,
Yeah, I ain't
all
gonna
that,
lie,
bro. Yeah, all that. Like I said,
Shit that matters in life that you actually gonna skills you need to learn. You know,
Exactly. Like how is history gonna help me in life? You feel me? But
Yeah.
changing the tire, like I need
yeah.
that.
And like one thing they teach too is like how to build your credit. Like that's the most important thing, especially when you live in this country and like America. Like credit and money are the most two important things. You can't have one without the other.
If
You know
you
what I
ain't
mean?
at least at 700, you better build your credit right now.
Yeah, like that's one thing that I wish they taught us in high school is, hey, like build your credit, get a credit card. It's not as bad as people make it seem. You know what I mean? Like credit is important, and like so is money. Like that's like the two things that they don't like teach us in high school. Like they don't ever teach none of that.
I think, I mean, to like flip it, but something positive, I guess, that they've taught us that I find beneficial, or I'm sure is beneficial these days, is like sexual health, which they helped us with that.
Man, these kids still don't give a damn about this.
I
only
mean, that's
thing-
5th grade for me, though.
They just
so.
dogging-
The only
They still don't
thing-
get no bitches.
Yeah, these
Honestly,
guys
the
are
only
the-
thing I kept from school is math, like the basic math, like
Basic math, multiplication,
basic math, and then like
addition,
reading and
subtraction.
writing.
Yeah, like
That's-
yeah,
Those are
Right.
stuff
Basic
that you
level,
really learn,
right.
really learn.
So
keep
we
with
should
you
have
and
been
you
done
enhance
with
those
school
skills.
since middle
but
school.
like I said, you learn all that in like middle school. You don't need to go.
You guys say middle school because you guys was scared doing PE in high school. Y'all didn't want to run the mile every week.
What's y'all minute of
Bro, that shit's
what's
every-
my
Alright, so-
times?
What's the longest you took to run a time miled in high school? I'll start. Mine was like 20 minutes and 22
God
seconds.
damn.
You need a fucking Big Mac or some
I
shit?
ran like the first 10 steps and I walked the rest. The fuck?
Clearly,
Big ass fuck.
I was big as fuck.
Andre
but
the Giant and shit. What
Still
the
finished
fuck?
before the
That's
period ended. Still got to see.
Hey, you was those to like walk the whole mile and you be the only one, huh?
He was always with the.
I was always with the fat bitches in the back.
That's
We're
crazy.
just like walking every time we walk past Taco Bell. We just
Y'all
look
be
at the
taking y'all
drive-thru.
sweet ass
Yeah.
times too.
And then he was trying to spit game. The longest I
Hey, you want a
took was
cheeseburger,
at
shorty?
least like in high school was like 9 minutes.
Slow as fuck.
Yeah,
about you guys?
jog walk.
16 minutes for me running. That's pretty
You were running
Running.
too?
No, I've been walking. I was walking and I got 20 minutes, bro. You got 16 minutes running. How about you, Elijah?
It's bad, bro. Like 15.
I mean, you guys ain't Danny by but me.
It was 20.
20 is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, that's an average walk right now.
Like 10, 15 is cool, but you hear 20, like, damn.
Like, damn.
You guys
Anyways,
just a bunch of haters.
Like, you so fake, you couldn't even run the mile. What you mean?
I used to fake my running the miles, dude. Like, I'm not
Actually?
even bullshitting. Like back then, middle school, right? For PE class, we used to do the jog walk, where you walk the short, you jog the longs, and it's a field, so it's like a rectangle. So during like the short, was just walking. When it comes to the long, I just think like I'm like jogging, but I'm just power walking.
America's failed education system right there.
This is America.
Yeah, cheat the system. You're not cheating. You're not trying.
Crazy.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. They don't teach you. Yeah, like what you like the back up on what you said. Getting back to topic was they don't teach you about like how to file your taxes or how to do taxes, or they don't teach you about tax at all. That's one thing, bro.
They
Like
don't teach you about tax. They don't teach you about credit. They don't teach you about a lot.
they don't teach you about money. They don't teach you about wealth. I feel like there might be a hidden agenda on that. You know what I mean? Like they don't want people like maybe like lower class people or like middle class people to go to like a different tax bracket. They want you to stay basically wherever you grew up. That's pretty much the tax bracket where they want you to stay at. I feel like that's one thing. You guys agree on that?
Honestly, I feel like the education system, aka which is the government system,
Right.
they limit you to the point where they control you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, like who says a doctor only makes this much? Who says you can only make that much? Who say you can only make that much? You know, it's like if you're smart. I tell people one advice is like invest in your money. Don't let that shit save. Don't let that shit sit. Because if it's sitting, it's not making no money. It's just sitting there. Like if you let $10,000 sit here next year, it's gonna be $10,000. You know, but if you invest in it, investment is always a gamble. Like 50-50. You know, like if that $10,000 could bring you like $50,000 the next 2 years, hey, you made your money work for you instead of you busting your ass. You know what I mean?
Make money while you sleep. You know what I mean? Make
So
money
that's
while
one
you
thing
sleep.
I would like wish that the education would teach you is like invest. You know, like they don't talk about investment or anything either. It's just like, you know, of course, like as you growing up in high school, they ask you what you want to be. People would say business owners, and they say, "Oh, that's good. What you want to do? What business do you want to open?" That's it.
Yeah, that's
You know, they don't talk about how important it is to invest in your money instead of like letting it sit. Because like, let's just say inflation too. You know what I mean? Like back then, minimum wage was like $7-8, and now it's like 15-16. So $10,000 back then felt like it was worth more than today's.
Yep.
You know what I
It was
mean?
a lot.
Let's just say it's always good to like invest in your money too. Like just don't like do your homework before you invest in anything. Basically,
Right.
you know, just don't be like, oh, I heard this doing this makes a lot of money. Let's invest money in it. Like no, like know the ins and the out, the consequences, the risk you're taking before you pull the trigger.
It's true. That's very true. It's very true. Putting people on game. You know? Like I said,
Excuse me.
it's like what I said. I feel like the education system it teaches you to like it limits you. It like I said it wants you to stay in the class that you were born in. Like say you like lower class, they want you to stay there. Instead of like I said, that's why they don't teach us about money. They don't teach us about wealth. They don't teach us about credit, taxes, or none of that shit.
They limited me to 20-minute miles, and y'all laugh at me.
Yeah.
Teachers say if I could run in 20 minutes, he'd give me an A's. That's why I did 20 minutes. Why am I gonna run in 10?
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
That your teacher must feel bad for you.
Your teacher want to see you fucking.
Hey, you can finish in 20 minutes. I'll give you a B for it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, deal.
Yeah,
Why am I gonna waste my time running in 10?
Oh,
I could down shit in 6 minutes if I wanted to.
Yeah, and I feel like in high school they don't teach you how to like prepare for life, just in general. Like you said, they just expect you to know adulthood, and like I feel like one thing they don't really teach a lot too is like morals and values. Like I know you just learn that when you're at home, like when you're a kid, with your parents and all, but I feel like they should kind of teach us how to like see life from different perspective as well too. I feel like or like teachers should kind of give that instead of just kind of stick to the
you guys know
curriculum.
what I think is kind of weird about the education system is like as a kid, right, in 5th grade, right, it's like you don't know about drugs, you don't care about drugs, you never think about drugs, but they bring that awareness to you.
They say
That-
say
that
no
like-
to drugs.
Yeah, like say no to drugs.
So
and
you know
all
what
of a
it
sudden
is.
you know that marijuana's a drug before you don't know what marijuana was.
Bro,
You know,
that's
so
true.
I feel like they expose you so young at
Hell
an age that
yeah.
like it makes people curious. You know, like that's like you have people like smoking weed in 7th grade, middle school, stuff like that, high school. You know, and they get caught and they're in trouble.
Like
Bro.
you tell a kid, no, they're obviously gonna
Bro,
get it.
they're obviously gonna
Like,
try it. That's true.
I feel like
bro.
you shouldn't even be teaching that kind of stuff until you hit like you're more mature, like a teenager. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
because at a young age, like let's say you're like 4 or 5.
You're like
6,
vul-
7.
Like you're
Oh, we're still
vulnerable to that
innocent,
shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, say no to drugs. Don't do this. Don't do that," which is cool. Like I get it. Like they trying to teach at a young age, but they're also exposing it to you at a young
Right.
age. So
It's like
people are curious. They're gonna want to see what the hell a drug does. Why did they tell us to say no or do not? Like
Yeah.
don't do it. You
It's
know?
like, ooh, like what does it do? Like how can people are like prohibiting me from doing this? Yeah, like I said, they kind of give that sort of exposure. It's like I get it, teach them while you're young so they understand, but while you're young too, you're curious. You know what I mean? You want to try shit, you want to explore. So yeah, you're obviously if someone says no, you're gonna be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. You know, especially when you're like a rebel.
And I also wish that like for the kids that do drugs, I wish they like teach like the harms or dangers of it or like how to get over it too. Like, cause addiction is like a strong thing.
Because most of the time they just say cause is death, and if death don't scare you, then do it. You know, like
That's
stuff
all
like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
Even like I get it, like the drinking and driving and stuff like that, because that's like you're putting people's life at danger. But versus when you do drugs, it's like you're putting your own life at danger. It's like you do too much, that might be your last breath. That might be your last time you take that drug.
Word,
you know,
word on that.
As I say, do your homework, research stuff before you do it, before you consume anything, put anything in your body. Because, like I say, it's like the education system teaches you, but they also limit you to your knowledge. And like when you grow older, you're adult. That's when you learn more about. You're exposed to more shit.
That's
like
when you really know how shit
damn,
goes
like,
down.
Yeah. Like back then, you know, like for instance, like back to the mile shit, right? Like back then, you like trying to beat a time only. They never taught us if you pace yourself at this rate, you can do it. So of course, when you start running, you're just gonna run all out fast as you can, and you run out of breath, you're gonna start walking. But like when I got older, it's like, dude, if I pace myself at this pace, I could run the whole mile in like 12 minutes. You know what I mean? So you kind of start learning stuff, like shit like that. Like they don't teach you about pacing yourself in general. That's what I say. Like right after high school, they expect you to go to college, but it's like you gotta go at your own pace and your own like it's your own race. You know what I mean? Like go at your own pace, because when you go all out, you could like crash or like overburn yourself.
Facts, big facts.
What were some of the things on Instagram that people said?
Man, when I asked that question, there was a lot of, people were talking about, like, that bitches ain't shit.
Financial stability.
Financial stability,
I read
mental
one that was
health.
like, I don't know, this guy, he asked like how to find the G spot, like how to lose his virginity or like talk to a woman. Like,
Sorry, we're not the podcast for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not the podcast.
We're
for
here to
that.
put you on game.
There's
Real
a
life
s-
shit.
There's a site called Pornhub.com. You might find your answer there, wherever that is.
Sponsor us.
But you need Jesus. You don't need that shit.
Yeah. Very true.
But yeah, but like financial stability, right? I think that's one of the important ones too.
For
like,
sure.
Basically, we've been talking about it a little bit, but like I say, it's like know how to use your money, invest in the right stuff. It's like, like you could try to look rich and buy all these fancy, nice thing like $1,000 shoes, $1,000 belt, but your bank account's like $200, or you put everything on a credit card. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're balling on a budget. Like that doesn't even make sense, bro. Like you're not even a baller for real, It's like materialistic. It's like I get it. Some people, it's like they like to buy nice things because growing up, you never had stuff, like nice things. So like you kind of treating yourself. But at the same time, it's like instead of putting that $1,000 to that belt, like invest in it, and then when you do have more money, you could like when you're more stable financially, you could buy and reward yourself.
Double up and get your money back.
I feel like a lot of kids nowadays are all just for the clout and the show. Like I see like a little high schooler trying to wear Louis V belts,
For real.
wearing some like
crazy.
Some MC
like
crazy.
and I'm just like, bro, it's like, damn, like you got your priorities all messed up.
Yeah, and like say even that too. Let's just say I feel like that's why schools they should teach you morals and values that, like I said, sometimes the kids are not really getting it at home. You know what I mean? Because everybody comes from different circumstances. That I feel like at school they should kind of teach you. If not, I feel like teachers themselves should kind of give kids like life lessons, kind of teach them what adulthood is, what life is really about. Like some teachers they kind of give you that, some teachers they don't.
All right. Since we're talking about the education system, let's say something good about it, right? What's one lesson you learned in school in general that kind of stuck with you, or you could still remember?
Lunch, fire.
That's not a lesson.
Oh, lunch.
Something you learn from
That's
school.
crazy.
Not.
All right.
This guy used to run a lunch. I bet you.
Eat your food. That's what I
As soon as
learned.
the
Eat
bell
your
rings, he's
food.
dashing.
Hell yeah.
That's him.
First in line, baby.
Honestly, one of my, I don't really have a lot, but probably one of my writing classes, freshman year. My teacher was low-key hot, so that was my favorite class.
So you always paid attention, huh?
Yep.
You never miss a day, huh?
Nope.
I wouldn't too.
So
Even
that
if
was
I was
a
gonna
lesson
go
you
home-
learned.
Even if I was getting,
You get a hot teacher, so you pay attention. That was a lesson you learned.
yeah. Trying to impress them, like, oh, I'm smartest. No, but like she was a really good like writing teacher, and then like I don't even remember like exactly what I learned, but I remember one time I used what she taught me in college, and that professor was like, "Oh, whoever was your teacher in high school did a really good job."
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. You guys gotta pay me for that info. So
I think
about
a beneficial class class would be Hmong class. The teacher was a great teacher. Let me see. And then I learned Hmong. I learned how to, I've always knew how to speak
Mr.
it.
Moa too?
Yeah. I always knew
Good
how to
teacher.
speak it, but I never really knew how to read or write. I knew how to read and speak it, but writing I didn't. But taking that Hmong class helped me, like, understand it all and all that. So I think that's one thing that I still take to still take.
One thing that you still like
And
apply
use.
to in
Yeah.
your life. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. How about you,
I
Life?
failed that
me?
class, but I
Oh.
passed.
Wow.
The TA
That's
was
crazy.
his
I was about to
friend.
pass Spanish class with an F. Like, she pulled me, like, my teacher pulled me
How
to
the hell
the
do you pass
side.
with an F?
How do you
She
pass
pulled me
with
to
an
the
F?
side, and then she was like, I know you got an F, but I'll let you pass with an F. And then you go to Spanish too. I'm like, what the
Honestly, the reason why I passed because I knew the TA. I think she
That's
was.
why I said I'm
she was
like
cool.
the
Me.
TA.
I mean, I got a C in it. C plus. I passed. I got my credits and I was able to graduate. But honestly, I don't think I would have passed. Even like my Hmong class in college, bro. I took one there. And I was like, damn, I passed.
It's crazy.
But yeah,
so
go ahead.
Spanish for you, that's good.
Yeah, but for me, probably after, I don't know, y'all didn't get this class, but I had business class. So it taught me how to, like, budget,
Yeah, see,
like,
good.
tax.
you see,
and all
that's
that.
that's good that they're doing that nowadays.
Okay,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's pretty useful.
Honestly, I think it depends on location too.
Yeah,
Because
it
you know how
does.
like
It-
Sacramento, LA, they're bigger cities, so they probably have more money funded into education system. Versus like Merced, where we're from, it's like we're broke ourselves. Like we barely have a football team. You know,
That's
Like,
true.
sports is
That's
not
true.
that big.
It barely gives a sports
it's
program.
like we kind of have sports, but it's not big like how it is in like other high schools. You know, or like
Yeah.
other areas.
Yeah.
And how about you?
Besides lunch,
I don't know, bro. Like, let me see. I'm thinking back. My memory don't really go this far.
that's why he's wearing his shorts backwards.
Yeah, right. That's one thing they don't teach you how to wear your pants. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, as a man, they don't teach you how to wear your pants.
Yeah,
you let
right.
this woman step all over you.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's how it is nowadays, though. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but since,
I don't know,
lunch
I
is a lesson
can't-
for you, I think all in all, like, it really just depends on the funds and the city that you're in for all these, for the educational system and the budget they put on. But, I feel like we all are appreciative of having the privilege to go to school for free and, having the privilege to choose to go to school as well and have that available to us. And then I think, like, every day is a learning opportunity. So even though we didn't learn certain things in school, I feel like, anything that we come across, we can always, like, learn too. So I think we could take, that from life.
Very true, very true. Yeah, like I said, we're not shitting on the school system or whatever. We wish that there are certain things that they taught us how to prepare for life, kind of give us like the tools for it. You know what I mean? So we can apply it. in our everyday lives of adulthood. You know.
They had never told me that being an adult, you're gonna be paying bills.
Yeah.
You're gonna be buying toilet paper,
Groceries, all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that you do.
But you know, as we sit here and talk about how they didn't teach us, I'm like, dude, it's probably because they're hella struggling themselves.
real.
They're like, how the
They
heck
wanna be
am
negative,
I gonna
right?
get? I know. How am I gonna get
For
past
real.
this freaking shift to pay my bills?
Why do I got these ugly ass kids every damn day?
30 ugly kids. This motherfucker don't shower. This motherfucker don't brush his teeth.
This one's gonna freaking hold up the period because he wanna freaking take
This
20
motherfucker
minutes.
want to have attitude.
This one wrote a
Yeah.
20-minute bio.
This one want to be like 5'2".
Yeah,
This
right.
one's just thinking about lunch.
This one's thinking about what's on the menu today for lunch, what he's gonna eat.
Yeah. So did you used to run our lunch? Don't
Hell
lie.
no, I didn't run.
Don't
He
lie.
capping, bro. I saw this food random before.
I didn't even go to high school with you, dog.
Probably
You
saw his
tripping?
back- I saw his backpack swinging and all that too.
He's like this.
The yard dude used to be like, slow down.
No
And then-
running in the hallway.
And then they make him walk all the way back where he was. Middle school at Rivera.
Bro,
I went
that
to
shit
Rivera.
was
Dude, that's
hella-
what they
They
did.
make you do
Like,
that.
let's just say they see me running. Like, they see me running. Like, let's just say they see you running from the bathroom, right? They'll make you walk all the way to where you ran. They saw you running and make you walk. And people used to power walk when they do that. They run back. They walk a little fast.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, bro. Like, your parents don't feed you, or are you just excited for
Like
lunch?
I said, people are different, come from different success, dog. Like
Nah,
they
some
get
people they
different-
just trying to eat lunch so they can go enjoy the whole lunch.
Hey, don't lie, you be eating your
that too.
You be eating your friend's food too, huh?
Hey, you gonna eat that?
What about you? You
Nah.
don't eat that?
I don't
Nah.
share with people.
I'll probably eat it like this.
A lot of people don't brush their teeth, so that's one thing too. I wish that education would teach people how to take care of themselves.
Hygiene for real.
Hygiene for reals, because some motherfuckers be smelling like armpit at like the gym. That shit is bad.
Even as grown as
Not even lying,
adults.
like right now, even like at my workplace, bro. This is a new cat that just started working there, and man, he stinks. Like, he leaves a trail, bro. Like no bullshit.
Oh,
He
like
said
you can
find
find
a
them
trail.
anywhere. Type
Like
shit.
if I'm going to the
Ooh.
bathroom and I walk right to the hallway and I smell it, I was like, oh yeah, he was just here. No, like for real.
He left his legacy.
So hygiene's really important.
yeah.
Deodorant.
You guys got anything else you guys want to add?
Nope,
I think
that's
that's
it.
Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of 4+1 podcast. If you guys have any suggestions or any topics you guys would like us to talk about, hit us up on Instagram, not YouTube. And like I said, we're available on all streaming platforms. And
Education is power.
And as always, stay blessed and live your purpose out loud.